Welcome back to Out and About Today. I'm Brent Meredith. Joining me again to discuss the Nashville Symphony's 75th anniversary season and its return to the stage is Patron Engagement and Crescendo Club Manager Jacob Tudor. Welcome back, Jacob. We've got about 8 minutes here to talk more about the symphony, and so let's just jump right into it. So I know with you guys reopening after 18 months, I got the email, I saw the announcement. There are some interesting COVID restrictions that you guys are sort of following through with, like a lot of the other organizations and arts institutions here in town. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have HCA Healthcare, TriStar Health as our health and safety partner. And after consulting with them and actually surveying a huge list of our top patrons, we implemented a health and safety plan that includes proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test taken within 48 hours prior to the performance. However, we want everyone to be able to experience live orchestral music. So we actually are offering on-site rapid testing at no charge through November 28th, which is pretty awesome. We also are doing, digital tickets and digital program guides and hand sanitizing stations throughout the venue.
No, that is fantastic. And when you told me that the other day, that really kind of blew my mind to some extent, because to have that rapid test available right there is amazing. I don't know of many other venues and places that are doing it. If someone, say, wanted to come to an event and were going to get the test, they'd probably want to arrive a little early, though, right? To make sure they had plenty of time to do that and then get in?
Right. I believe it takes about 12-ish to 15 minutes to get the test result. So, give yourself about 20, 25 minutes before the actual concert start time.
Fantastic. That is wonderful. And so I touched on this when we had our phone chat the other day, because I think this is really important. And I've seen sort of across the years and across the different places here in town at TPAC, other venues, sort of the march toward a little bit more informal attire or a little bit more informal dress when attending. Help me dispel the myth to folks watching tonight that you don't have to turn up in a white tie and tails to go to the symphony.
Yeah, no, we have no dress code, and we actually have kind of like a welcome guide on our website that we just want everyone to know, that everybody is welcome here. Anything that makes you feel comfortable is fine to wear here, and you will see a whole wide range of people wearing business clothes or just, dressy casual clothes, but jeans, khakis, cocktail dresses, like the whole gamut. So no dress code, and we just, everybody is welcome here, and come as you are.
No, that's fantastic. And I know that seems like a small thing, but it is a big thing when you're trying to reach a barrier to someone who may feel like they maybe don't belong, but they really want to come see a show. So thanks for indulging me on that topic for a moment. So I do want to give us the rest of the segment to talk about sort of what's upcoming. What are some of the events to look forward to, and maybe some of the highlights in this 75th anniversary season? Wow, right?
Yeah. So this year, our Symphony Ball is going to be celebrating Nashville Symphony's 75 years of harmony. And the Symphony Ball is one of our annual signature fundraising events. It raises significant funding for the free music education programs that we do. And will be on December 11th, and it will actually be featuring a concert with Itzhak Perlman, who some of you might recognize his name as the soloist in John Williams' Schindler's List theme. So incredible that he's going to be here. He is one of the most famous musicians in the entire world. So we're very, very happy to have him. Another signature annual fundraising event that we do, the Symphony Fashion Show, will be presented by Gus Mayer and take place on Wednesday, April 28th. And that will feature the fall 2021 collection from designer Zhang Toy. Some upcoming season highlights. Of course, in December, we have The Muppets Christmas Carol, which I'm very excited for. The movie live in concert with the orchestra playing the music score. We also have, on the classical side, one of my favorite pieces of all time, the Grieg Piano Concerto in February. Star Wars, The Force Awakens in concert in April. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince coming in May. Beethoven's Ninth, Back to the Future, Bernadette Peters, all in June. So we have a very, very exciting season here of just a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, that is such, it runs the gamut. And as we were doing in the segment with Pam and Chuck earlier, I picked the Muppet Christmas Carol as sort of one of my favorites I wanted to make sure I got to this year. And I know you guys have also been doing, and you know, for folks watching that may not know this, not every show is at the Skirmerhorn. There are shows at Ascend and other places. Can you speak to that for a moment?
Yeah, so just a couple weeks ago, we had a back-to-back weekend at Ascend. We had Beethoven Under the Stars for one night, which was just fantastic. And then the second night was Nas, the rapper Nas, and we did his entire Illmatic album live with him, with the orchestra, and it was just absolutely spectacular. Both nights were very well attended, which was just great to see so many people. And actually a lot of first-time attendees, a lot of people who had never been to see the symphony before. So that was also really exciting.
No, that is really cool, and I know we've got a couple minutes left, and I kind of wanted to touch on this just so that people, you know, watching tonight will realize, you know, there was a profound effect on the symphony, just the entertainer or the musicians, with the pandemic. And I know you told me that there's sort of a new cast, if you will. A close friend of mine went to a concert recently and even noticed, he's like, I didn't recognize a lot of the faces, and there were a lot of new ones. Can you speak to that for a moment?
Yeah. Both on the musician and staff side, there have been a number of people who have moved or just left the field entirely, which is, you know, just really, really unfortunate. But, you know, great, I guess. But we've had several of our musicians that have gone back to school and gone to like business school or get a degree in tech. So completely different things.
Yeah, and it's both sort of sad and frustrating because, you know, we talked about this on our phone call. A lot of people didn't realize, you know, when the pandemic happened, you know, and you see that places are shutting down and people can't perform, and that is their job, that's their livelihood. And it's not just affecting them, but the arts and entertainment and culture are all such a big part of who we are, especially in Music City, USA, right? So to have that, you know, sort of off the table for 18 months had to be a really sort of not just a physical and, you know, a personal situation, but almost a surreal sort of a existential crisis in a way, right?
Yeah, it was not a fun time to be a musician or in the arts and culture. So.
Well, and with the new folks coming in, I think that also at least gave you the opportunity to get some fresh faces, some new voices, some new players involved, right? That's got to at least be for something, right?
Yeah, there is a handful of new musicians that went to the orchestra. It's very actually exciting to see some new faces come to the orchestra. So yeah, I'm excited to see everyone back together and on stage.
Gotcha. So I know we're just about out of time, and I wanted to make sure we closed out with sort of where and how people can get to you guys and buy these things. I think I know the obvious answer, but we got about 30 seconds. So where do people need to go to volunteer, buy tickets, whatever they want to, whatever they're interested in?
Yeah, I highly recommend visiting our website for everything about donating, volunteering, tickets. You can also call us 615-687-6400 or even email an inquiry to info@nashvillesymphony.org, and we'd love to hear from you.
I mean, you couldn't make it any easier, right? info@nashvillesymphony.org. Well, we are out of time. Jacob, I really appreciate you being with us tonight, but you can always follow us on social for breaking news, and you can always watch clips of Out and About Today at any time at outandabouttoday.com. Good night.